Welcome to AFC East Shakedown. I'm your host, Tommy. Next to me is my main man, Curtis from Ace Per Head, representing the Dolphins.
50 D chess starts here, baby. 1 billion D chess. I know it.
Below me is Captain D, also representing the Dolphins. And then Anthony, representing Jets Life Podcast, obviously representing those New Jersey Jets, baby. All right, so let's get right to it. That's it. So this is a great show. It's been awesome, guys. And we will be here next week at noon. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what a shit show. What a shit show. What up, Anthony? What are you laughing at me now? I'm the loser on this fucking show now. Huh? Real fucking great. Yeah, whatever. I was the only
2 games.
Yeah, thank God. At least you guys are losers too. What up, Scott? Scott Blakely in the house. Scott is pissed, by the way. Scott, not a happy Bills Mafia fan. Very upset, as you can see here. He says, hail to the AFC East champions. Juan's Patriots, the only worthy team in the division. And by the way, no Juan today, Scott. He is out. He's strutting his stuff. We're going to just call him Mr. 9-2 right now. Mr. 9-2 couldn't make it. He's out there strutting. Cali Blitz, playoffs? You want to talk about playoffs? Here, let's see. Do I even have that? Oh, yeah, I do.
In my opinion, that sucked. What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Right, yeah. Callie, I get it. I mean, right at this point, gee, I don't know what game is a given at this point for our Buffalo Bills. But this is AFC East Shakedown. Let's get to the rest of the games. So we will start with why not. Let's get this fucking thing out of the way so I can get on the rest of your guys' teams. Our shitty Buffalo Bills lost to fucking Dolphins. Yes, you heard it right here. The Bills lost to the Dolphins, and look, man, a lot of Bills players after the game, many actually, said the Dolphins wanted it more. Terrible. I cannot believe that was said. Can't believe they believed that. Awful, awful thing to say. How do the Dolphins want it more? I don't understand it. You're a team that's chasing the Patriots, which is kind of crazy. You're a team that's trying to get into the playoffs right now, trying to get back on track, and the Dolphins wanted it more. It just doesn't make sense to me. I get the Dolphins. Look, they're playing for the coach, maybe. I get all that. But, dude, the team that wanted it more should be the team that's trying to gear up for a playoff push. That's unacceptable. I thought the game plan, me and Curtis were talking before we went live, I thought the game plan, the scheme, or whatever you wanted, the play calling by Joe Brady early on was atrocious. Them force-feeding Keon Coleman early in the game was terrible. I thought, I'll be honest with you guys, and you could tell me when you guys talk, Curtis and Captain D. I thought, honestly, guys, the beginning of the end, for me, when I look back at that tape, or look back at that game, was when we got a turnover really quick. Really quick. I mean, 14 minutes into the game. And we had an opportunity to go for it on 4th and 1. Josh Allen wanted to go for it. You could tell. He was on the sideline or in the field going, let's do it. And McDermott said, nope. And look, I get it. Like some conservative coaches, they don't. But you can't be that. You're the better team. You're the team that's coming in there. You got to show your dominance. It's 4th and 1. We get 1 yard all the time with the tush push with Allen. You got to set the tone right there. Instead, you punt it. They drive down 94 yards to score a touchdown, and pretty much it was, for me, the beginning of the end. And we didn't get Cook involved too much in this game. And before you know it, you're down 16-0 at half. You come out in the third quarter. You have a nice drive that takes 9 minutes, and you turn the ball over in the red zone. You're not going to win games like that. Matter of fact, we had 2 turnovers in the red zone. Cook fumbled early, and Josh Allen interception. You're never going to win games like that. It was unacceptable. It was a terrible loss. I give credit, by the way, to the Miami Dolphins. I thought they played really, really well. I thought they had a great game plan. They pretty much stopped the run early on, and the Bills never really continued on that pace, right? They never kind of got Cook involved, including in the passing game, which this season bothers me. Not getting the running backs involved in the passing game has been a thing this season, and I don't get it. We used our all three last year really well. This year, Joe Brady's just not doing it, and it's unacceptable. I actually pulled up some Joe Brady stuff that I never pulled up before. Really surprising, and honestly, is everything I've been talking about since last season with Joe Brady. And if you guys didn't watch the Friday show, I'll pull it up real quick. And this is an article written by SI after Brady was fired in 2021, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and read that now to you. And, yeah, let me pull this up real quick because this is interesting, and this is a lot of really what I've been kind of complaining about with when it comes to Joe Brady. So it's just only one part, guys, so bear with me real quick. So
you're not gonna read a whole book like Curtis a few weeks ago?
Yeah, no, I'm not reading the whole. I'm not reading the whole book. Not reading the whole book. So here's what the writer says. He says, "You want my true, honest opinion on Brady? I think he's a good football coach. I really do. He's a bright offensive mind, but he's very young. Sometimes young coaches that are extremely smart outsmart themselves. They play too much into the analytics. They're super conservative and run a vanilla offense. There's nothing complex about Brady's scheme. It's very basic, which is why he struggled to have positive results in the league. You can't be predictable," which is I've been saying this about him a lot. "You have to throw in a bunch of motions, double moves, RPOs, rub routes, and present the defense with some eye candy pre-snap."
Got you shook.
I know, got me all shook. I'm like Dorsey over here. "From what I could tell, 90% of the motions are just to expose if the defense is in man or zone coverage. There are few motions into routes, blocks, or once against eye candy. Getting the eyes on the defense to have their eyes in the wrong place could be the difference between a 2-yard gain and a 20-yard gain." And then there was another article, and this is real quick. "Simply put, the Panthers' runs do not resemble their drop-back game, which makes dissecting post-snap plays easier for defenders. Brady's designs did not put Panthers in enough advantages situations either. Instead, he repeatedly asked receivers to win their respective matchup rather than scheming them up. Despite tools like play action throws were a limited part of his offense as well. For example, quarterback Cam Newton used play action only 9 times over the past 2 weeks." So that's just, things that I've been talking about when it comes to Joe Brady in this offense, guys. These are reasons why I have worries when it comes to this offense in Joe Brady. I'm not saying Joe Brady's terrible, but everything I've been saying is what was said in 2021, and I didn't even read these articles until 2 days ago. So he's not scheming up the receivers properly to have them win their routes, right, to put them in better positions. He is predictable at times, and this is kind of why we have games where we look good and then other games where we look clunky. He's kind of predictable. So once again, man, I feel like, guys, if you're a Bills fan, and a lot of you guys right now are in this chat I'm worried. I'm extremely worried when it comes to this offense and Joe Brady. I understand the philosophy. I understand what McDermott wanted, which was a balanced offense, and I agree with it. It should be balanced. But if you're not scheming things up properly and you're not consistent, then all that doesn't mean anything. So yeah, that's my problem when it comes to this game. And I got to give credit where credit is due. Once again, it's not all about what we did wrong. It's what the Dolphins did right as well. And I thought they've had a good game plan. They executed. Curtis, go ahead, brother.
I don't know. Is it me? My internet keeps freezing up. Is it me?
It's you, brother, but it's okay. You're the man.
It keeps freezing. I agree with everything you're saying. But the problem that gets exasperated when Brady goes away from the tried and true formula. Yeah. And so I'm agreeing on things. But if you go back and you look, you guys, you get the interception, which means now you've really received kind of like the kickoff. So you open up with an incompletion, then you throw an 8-yard pass, then you add a 1-yard run, punt. You get a touchdown, we get a touchdown, come back. You get an 8-yard run, Then you go to a 5-yard pass. You go to a 2-yard run, 4-yard, negative 4-yard pass, 11-yard pass, incompletion, punt. And then you go back, you open up the 0-yard run, incompletion, punt. And then you go 20-yard pass, 17-yard pass, 1-yard run, incompletion, 8-yard pass, 5-yard penalty, fumble recovery. That's where he fumbles the ball. Now you're into like the second quarter. Then you come back, 0-yard run, 3-yard pass, sack. And so for me, knowing the Dolphins defense, they can stop the run. They just can't seem to do it long enough because they're kind of thin. They make mental errors, and they're at their best when they're ahead and teams are throwing the football. And so when you're in a hot game and you run the ball 7 times and threw it 13 times going to second half, it takes a good coordinator with maybe limited creativity, and then it takes his weakness and puts it to the forefront. It should have been a game where you guys held your water. You didn't do a shaky bones, pounded away, even if we get a little ahead with what you got going, because you guys, even with all that, could have came back if you didn't didn't fumble. And so for me, there's obvious issues with the defense. There's issues with your receivers. It really hurt to lose Knox. But if you're not setting the table, Kincaid, that's what I meant. And if you're not setting the table, especially against this Dolphin defense, where you can kill them on play actions, that Kincaid dropped 2 in the rain. I think it was the second half that hurt too. But you've got to be physical, especially with your team. And so that the problem is, if you guys get behind, you're screwed. But you can't come out and set this kind of philosophy up, because it was arrogant and foolish, and it really put the worst foot forward. And so I think I agree you guys had a bad game. I agree there was luck on our side where you get in certain, but how do you open up? Every single game we've won, we've had more carries than the opposing team. And every game we lost, the other teams had more carries than us. So it's like saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to reinvent 1 + 1. And I think that was the major problem, and to my surprise, it was compounded by McDaniel not going full retard and doing the right thing. Like it was more shocking that you guys went our route with our philosophy and we went your route with the philosophy, and it combined than the actual win. It was shocking.
Yeah. Good assessment, Curtis. Bills were arrogant, had zero energy. That too, I felt like our energy level was terrible. Captain D, talk to us, man.
Hello, everyone on the podcast. It's awesome to see everybody here. And obviously, I did not pick the Dolphins. I don't think anybody picked the Dolphins this game. The Bills were coming into Miami on a 7-game winning streak. 7-game winning streak against the Dolphins. And we just lost Phillips. But I think, Curtis, the correct word here that you just mentioned was there was a lot of arrogance. There was arrogance going into this game, a lot. And in my personal opinion, the Bills took the Dolphins for granted. They did. And the little tweaks that the Dolphins made, and I don't know if the Bills were really planning on it, but Juju Brents at 6'3", starting at corner, he was a blanket for the most part for the whole game. You sprinkle in a little bit of Biggers. What do you lo and behold, we have a little tight end play now that's happening. We're running the ball great. Jordan Brooks leading the league in tackles this year. He's having a hell of it. This defense just looked like they did not want to be denied. They were playing with a passion that I haven't seen before this whole season. And the Bills just look like, because they couldn't get anything going. You got Cooks going. They stripped the ball from him. That's a fumble. And then Josh is looking around like, I need help here. Like, who's getting open? Keon's having issues. He has got no one to go to. He starts playing hero ball. Lo and behold, he goes for a run. We strip it. I still was a little queasy going into halftime with this game, because I did feel like the Bills are about to turn this up. They're going to turn this up come, the third quarter. But I was astonished by the stat that CBS threw out. It was the first time the Bills haven't scored in 3 quarters since 2003. That is crazy. I was like, I had a Kevin Harlan moment. I was like, what is going on? Like, what's going on here? What am I watching?
Especially with the quarterbacks they had in that through that building. I mean, they've had Josh Allen now, but there was a lot of noise there.
Yeah, I mean,
a long period of time.
I don't want to say the weather. Yeah, Kincaid missed that pass. He was wide open. He had room to run, but it was a little wet around that time.
It just started pouring. Actually,
it just started pouring. But I just feel like the Bills were coming off this high. They knew that coming down to South Florida, this should be a cakewalk because of the position the Dolphins are in right now. Man, I'm proud of the Dolphins, man. This was a great game, and it doesn't. It's not going to dictate. It might dictate a little bit the future on our coaching and the GM for the future. But I think as a fan, this was a nice win to be at home and finally stick it to the Bills fans leaving the stadium. Get the hell out of the Rock. The Dolphins pulled it off. I'm proud of you guys.
Not that you guys were filled over there, though.
Right.
Wasn't that many Dolphin fans. It's about even, Steven. But you're right, Captain. 100%. Everything you said, pretty much. For me, I'll say the only thing I kind of disagree slightly is we're not really like an arrogant team. Like, that's not our MO. Like, if we beat the Chiefs, we're not like boasting and popping our chest. Like, we've never been about that. Like, you see like players' interviews, Josh Allen especially. He's never like, he's just on to the next game. Let's play the next game. Like, you know what I mean? So I think
it was coaching arrogance. It was definitely Brady.
A little bit more of that. I don't think, because player like Allen's a good dude. Like, I've never seen him. And it Cook's quiet. Like, we don't have players that are like talking. Like, I just don't. Maybe Dion a little bit gets a little arrogant, but I don't. I don't know. I don't know if it's about that.
He's the one I kind of call out.
Like, maybe Dion's a little bit more talkative, but I still, But to your point, maybe they did feel like this is probably a game we can win.
Yeah, that's what
you know what I mean? Like let's rest them because Benford could have went. They said they rested him. You know what I mean? There's some guys that they decided not to play in the game. They probably could have played. They're probably thinking we don't need them. We'll pull out this win. Let's get to the Bucs and maybe that was that. But I don't think it was like total arrogance. I think the coaching staff, to Curtis's point, maybe they were a little arrogant in the way they, their philosophy going into the game or, their thoughts, their scheme or whatever you want to call it. And it got out of hand. It snowballed. And I don't think the Bills ever, once they had the turnovers, they just couldn't respond. I felt like there was just the air just kind of left the building. You know what I mean? For the Buffalo Bills, that is. So, and I think the Dolphins, man, were just kind of feeling good, man. It shows too at the end, man. You guys were like, yeah, McDaniel driving by, elbow room, taunting Bills fans.
I didn't know that was real. It took me a little while to verify it, but it was.
No, it was real. So, look, man, shout out to them. I for as bad as of a season that you're having, look, man, it's good to finally get some kind of positive, good feeling. You got to take it for what it is. So, Anthony, I'm sorry you're last to talk. Go for it, brother.
All good. No worries. You guys are the ones that played this game. But yeah, I mean, I think when you look at this game, Bills definitely, it's definitely one of those games you look at where the Bills probably came into that game sleepwalking a little bit, undermining their opponent. And, I've been saying for weeks, like, McDaniels may not be a good head coach, but when he goes up against bad teams or a bad defense, he's going to be able to scheme up a win here and there. Like, that's just the way it is. He's not going to rise to the level of his competition on all occasions. We've seen it for years. Cold weather games, his record speaks for itself. In primetime situations, record speaks for itself. And then against teams with winning records, we the history says for itself. But for the Bills, I mean, this one was one. I mean, if there's a real situation where those in the fan base believe this is a game that the Dolphins wanted more, that really speaks bad to what's going on with the Bills right now. The Bills are in a situation where, especially against a division opponent, like this loss, it wasn't one loss in the loss column. It was a loss in the loss column. It's a divisional loss where you're now sitting at Patriots have 3 more wins than you guys. In addition to that, they're undefeated in the AFC East. So you got to figure out a way. You got a head-to-head match against them. But now the ball's not in your hands anymore. Like the Patriots kind of control their own destiny in the aspect of they just win the divisional games. They got another game against Miami, another game against you guys. And they can even lose that game. Doesn't matter if they win or lose that game. Obviously, winning that game puts it to bed. But even a loss in that game, if they control themselves and beat Miami, beat the Jets, there's no way for the Bills. I don't see for the Bills to kind of climb above them in the standings. So you're looking at a situation in this game where you guys really kind of buried yourselves far enough back in the AFC where that string of 5 straight is really
5.
Is really in jeopardy. The Bills, we've seen it, and we've seen some like miraculous wins. That first game against the Ravens are a really strong team. We all understand that. But that left out there a big issue. The Ravens were able to run the ball at will for majority of that football game. And, for the Bills to get to where they want to get to, they have the all-world superhero quarterback, but year after year, that defense has underperformed.
Defense sucks, bro. I'm done with the defense.
I think that's the biggest issue. I mean, say what you want about Joe Brady. Yeah, he has his flaws. He has issues. And obviously scoring 13 points against the Dolphins isn't what you want. But this defense allowing 200 yards rushing to the Dolphins is unacceptable. You're not going to play a team like it that has H-N every week. Acceptable for the Dolphins. Listen, I got to say, like, for the Dolphins, like, I know I'm kind of grilling on the Bills right now, but for the Dolphins, like, and obviously I live it right now with the tank crowd versus the win a few games crowd. And no matter where you are in the season, man, like beating a divisional opponent, it means something for a little bit, especially for the fan base. I'm not going to, be as miserable if the Jets lose today or lose this at this time of year, because I understand, the potential benefits of the future. But I'm also not going to be pissed off when we win. We lose way too much for me to be pissed off when we win. So good for the Dolphins to go out there, especially at home, especially against the Bills. That means something. And the question is, like, who's going to be there to, be able to tell the next group of Dolphins players, we experienced a victory against Buffalo at home, to kind of keep it moving. Is it McDaniels? Is it Tua? H-N? Like, who's going to be the player there that's going to be able to kind of like move this forward? But it is a big win. It's a big win for the fan base, big win for the Dolphins. It's a lost season.
Big win for Tommy.
So, it's shocking win.
Oh man!
Look, man. To your point though about the division, I 1000% agree with you. I think the chances. Listen, right now, and Juan, as you guys know, he's not here. Obviously, look, man, they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat, which the Bills are not, and that's really what it's boiling down to. The Patriots also are playing better than expected, and that kind of shows you how much coaching matters, right? So they're putting their quarterback in better situations. Their offensive play calling is on point, and they're gaining momentum. They're gaining, like, their confidence is at an all-time high. Our confidence is all over the board. I have no idea anymore what's a win, what's a loss. Like, before, I could at least look at the schedule and be like, that's a win. Right now, the rest of the way, I have no idea, because we can't beat teams we're supposed to beat, and then we beat the Chiefs, right? Knowing us, we'll beat the Bucs, and we'll lose to the fucking Browns. So I have no idea about my team anymore, which is terrible to say. But at this point, as a Bills fan, I'm just hoping for the playoffs. Like, I understand anything can happen. It's the NFL, any given Sunday, but I'm realistic, and I see how teams are playing right now. And the Patriots are playing at an all-time high. Their confidence is super high. Their coach is believing in them, and they're believing in their coach. And our team is just kind of going through the motions week in, week out. And what team do you get? And you cannot play like that. You cannot win like that. That is not a championship level team. So it's disappointing. I think we'll make the playoffs. I do. But, dude, I don't know, man. At this point, I have no idea. This season's clunky, weird, odd, the whole Hard Knocks thing. It's just weird. I have no idea. But I can tell you this. I'm very disappointed that Brandon Beane didn't pull the trigger on the Waddle thing. If that's true, and I believe it is, you have to pull the trigger there, and you don't come back and lie to the fans and say we don't need a receiver after the fact. Now you went out and got McCole Hardman. You're hoping Gabe Davis is healthy.
What was the deal on that with Waddle?
Okay, so the deal with Waddle was, and it could have happened, and this is where I think he got caught up, in my opinion. So the Dolphins were willing to trade Waddle to the Bills for a 2026 first round and a third round. Okay, Brandon Beane agreed to it. However, he told him he wasn't willing to give the 2026 up, but he'll give you the 2027, which is the same fucking draft pick. We're always in the high at the end of each round. So what I heard, there was a rumor floating around, was he was also interested in Quinnen Williams from the Jets, and what I heard was to be true was Brandon Beane was going to give them a first. So he wanted to give the Jets a first in 2026, give the Dolphins the 2027, and get both. And since he played hardball, the deals fell through, and we got nothing. So he played hardball, and he failed. And then he came on and did a press conference on how disappointed he was and how upset he was that no deal happened. But he believes this roster is a championship roster. He believes the receiver room, which is a lie, because if he believed that, he wouldn't have been on the fucking call calling for receivers. And he wouldn't have signed McCole Hardman. He wouldn't be hoping Gabe Davis could be called up from the practice squad. If he truly believes that this receiving room is good to go, why make the phone call? Why offer a first-round pick? It makes zero sense. So it's a total lie. He just got caught up in negotiating, and the Dolphins said, no, we're good. And this is what you get. So I'm done with the Bills talk. Let's move on. It's very frustrating right now. Go ahead, Anthony.
I'm surprised, though, the Dolphins, I mean, in the state of their situation, I mean, with Tua and everything like that, I'm surprised that they wouldn't have taken the 2027 first, because, I mean, chances are
they wanted it. They wanted the 2026.
Well, the thing is, anytime you have to wait that extra year, it drops the value a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I get that. But in the same sense, like, Dolphins are in a situation where they're probably stuck with Tua next year. I mean, whether if they want to move on or whatever the case may be, they got him next year. 2027 is shaping out to be that class and that's a big reason why the Jets actually went to 2027 for Quinnen, is to have that extra ammunition in 2027 for that quarterback class.
Well, look, if the Dolphins, I think the Dolphins are going to bring McDaniel back, and I think they're going to bring back Champ.
Too.
And so they're probably going to win at least 4 games, I think. Then you go next year. I think it's going to be hard for them. And so they crap out. And then they ultimately got to reset in 27. It might hurt the Dolphins a little bit. But I think the main reason is because Ross wants to bring McDaniel back. I don't think he can get a real GM in here. I think he wants to keep his control. He's going to pass it off to his son-in-law. And so he's got to create a rationale among the fan base. And you guys gave it to us in a huge chunk of it to bring McDaniel back. Yeah, McDaniel doing his little cruise through, the beating of the Bills, all that stuff is narrative grease to get this guy through, because if they didn't have it, it would have been very difficult. I think he only needs to win about 2 or 3 games, and he's going to get it.
I think,
but ultimately,
he has.
I mean, Waddle's 27. He'll be 28 next year. He'll be 29 going to the year after that. So, I think it helps us this year. But for me, I think we should have been in full rebuild. If we were serious, I just don't think that we got the juice to get a real coach and GM here. So we'll see if these guys are the right guys. But I think that was crazy for Beane.
Oh, listen, and for the fans,
I can't believe we were actually going to do that to our own division opponent.
I was shocked too when I heard it. And honestly, like a lot of fans were like, "Who cares if we got Waddle? We need so much more. And wouldn't it matter? It would have." And I'll tell you why. Not just for maybe he doesn't make the difference in the Super Bowl this year, but what that does is you have now your one. You don't need to go into the offseason worrying about it. You got a young guy. He's set. He's on your roster.
And he's cheap. I don't know how you get.
And
he's only
cheap.
$20 million a year. We paid 2 firsts for him. That's crazy.
Correct. So, like, I don't get why you do that there. Now you go in the offseason needing a receiver. Instead of you had it right there. You knew what he was. Stupid.
Great receivers in free agency.
No,
Myers,
it's
Myers
coming up.
Nope. One you look at, maybe.
Yeah, but maybe you get a trade for A.J. Brown, who seems very unhappy, but I don't know if the Bills want that because they just got rid of a guy that kind of is allowed, that's speaking his mind.
Wow, that's a really you're right, man. I like Bean, but there's last couple of years has been some like instability in his stuff, but that's a big
that's a huge drop. And I was pissed especially when I heard that. But anyways, let's move on to the next game.
I like where we're at. This is fun. Let's keep going,
I do. Just very disappointed. Anyways, let's get to the next game and we'll get to
Dolphins versus Bills.
We'll get to the happy talk, which is the Jets, and then obviously we're gonna get to some sad talk right after that for the Jets. But Jets won. Jets won.
Tampa too, unless we're just gonna skip that because Juan's not here.
No, we're gonna get to that, but we're gonna get your game first. So, and then we're gonna get to your loss. So let's get to your win first. Let's make it feel good real quick. So 27-20, you beat the Browns. So talk to us.
So. Obviously, first game out of bye week. I think, obviously, I labeled this one as a win. Personally, I felt like the Jets were going to come out, get a win in this game. I thought they played some inspired football, especially after the trades that occurred the week prior during the trade deadline. And I think when I look at this game, I mean, listen, for the rest of the year, the Jets are going to be in a situation where unless they're playing against a team that has a terrible defense, or a terrible offense, like they're most likely going to be losing that game. If there's any team that has like a middle of the pack in both those areas, chances are the Jets just don't have the ammunition at this point in time, especially on defense, to keep up with those teams. And then obviously we all know the quarterback situation. But what I want to see out of this game, and something that, and I was actually shocked by this stat. I mean, I know it's been an issue for the Jets for such a long time. Over the last 9 seasons before this year, where the Jets coming out of a bye week, their record was 1-8, which is obviously a bad metric. Coming out of a bye, you have that extra week to prepare for an opponent. You got to come out and be able to kind of execute and not look silly. And there's been plenty of times where they just looked like they were unprepared with that additional week. This game, I felt the Jets came out on fire, especially on special teams. 2 kick returns on back-to-back kicks, 1 on a punt, 1 on a kickoff. Those plays changed the game, turned it around for them in the positive direction. Justin Fields obviously has his issues, but the fact that, again, Aaron Glenn kind of pushing the right buttons, getting things moving in the right direction, just keeping his pulse on the game, that was huge for me to see. And you guys have heard me say time and time again my issues, my concerns with him as a head coach. Well, he's starting to look like he's learning from his mistakes. Does that mean he's a long-term coach? I have no idea. Still a lot of time left in the season. Next year I'll be a big measuring stick to see what he is able to do with a potentially reshaped roster in his image. But what I'm looking for at this point in time is just don't get yourself embarrassed. Look like you're a team that's prepared. Look like you're a team that's fighting for your coach and fighting for your fans, which I definitely get that vision. I mean, you hear these players after the game. They definitely seem like they're still in it. At least for the coach, at least for the time being. Players are having a good time, especially players who the media tried to paint a picture that, Breece Hall and Will McDonald were unhappy with the situation, that they didn't get traded with all the other players. Well, they looked like they were excited to be there in the post-game locker room and stuff like that. So in this game, I mean, again, you have Dylan Gabriel, which outside of Justin Fields, probably one of the worst quarterbacks in the league right now. But he's also, I don't think he should be in a situation where he should be starting at this point in time. Ideally, he would have gotten an extra year under his belt before he's thrust into the situation. But going into the bad of this game, I mean, Justin Fields, 6 for 11, 54 yards. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. 42 of those yards came on a Breece Hall screen pass. Receivers in this game, the tops was a 4-yard reception by Mason Taylor, and Isaiah Williams also had a 4-yard reception. I mean, we're talking about, this looks like Pee-wee football when you're watching Justin Fields play. The Jets are literally handcuffed. It's hard to get a real true evaluation, which is so difficult for a team that really needs to evaluate this offensive line. The trade of Adonai Mitchell and John Mechie, like you want to see which of these guys can kind of, rise to the top, possibly be like your third wide receiver, because I expect the Jets will use one of those 2 first-round picks next year on a wide receiver to pair with Garrett Wilson. Breece Hall, I hope he's here next year too. But it's hard to get a real evaluation on this offense when your quarterback is just god-awful. But overall, I mean, it was the expected result. Good thing we had special teams in this game because they were able to kind of capitalize and score some big plays. But without that special teams, this is a game where you could have been obviously upset with the offensive performance.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was 54 yards passing.
Dude, he has. I had to look. I had to make sure I was not like reading rushing stats. He has on the season 5 of his 9 starts where he's had under 60 yards passing.
That's not good, right?
I don't think so. I mean, last I checked.
That's pretty unacceptable.
I'll give him credit. One of those games he was benched, so he didn't play the full game. But man, four
benched
full
is
starts,
four
full starts, start to finish, and all you can muster is 60 yards passing.
That's bad, dude. Look, man, I'll say this about you guys, man. And like you said earlier in the podcast, like it wins a win. It's good to get a win when you're a bad team. You got to get some kind of happy feeling watching your team throughout a whole season. So I get it, but man, like Fields, look, man, he's a good dude. Like I could tell he seems like a good person, but he's just not a star. He's not a starting caliber quarterback. He's not a guy that is going to lead your team into the playoffs. He's just not. I think he's a good backup. I think he's a guy that if you need to have him for a game or 2, maybe, you know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. And I've been saying this about Fields since he was in Pittsburgh, really. I almost feel like they need to use him because I just don't feel like he's a quarterback. Like they need to use him more like what Pittsburgh did with the one guy way back in the day. I forget. Cordell Stewart, right? Mm-hmm. So use him as that type of quarterback, or kind of like they do with the Saints and their quarterback that they got over there that's a tight end / quarterback. So look, use his speed for an advantage, right? Use him as a guy that's a gadget type quarterback that can go under center, that can kind of be some kind of eye candy a little bit. Like, hey, what are they doing here? Why is he in the game with the quarterback? That's what I would do with him. I would, because hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's not going to hurt, is what I'm saying. Now it's all up to him, though. And I'll say this, Anthony. What does he want? Maybe he doesn't want to do that, and maybe he still feels like he's a starting caliber. So.
I don't know if he really has a choice. He's under contract next year for
there you go,
$20 million, and that's all dead cap if the Jets were to cut him. So they're kind of like handcuffed as far as what they want to do with him. Okay. I think if I'm them, I'd bring in another quarterback. Obviously, go through the draft, and if you're in a situation to pick one of them, you pick one of them, and then use Justin Fields as a decoy, as like a as a gadget guy, because the Jets offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand, he comes from Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson loves doing those little, kind of gadgety type of plays to kind of gain a little bit of an advantage on the opponent. That's definitely a situation I would use Justin Fields for. I'm not saying the whole convert him to wide receiver thing. Like it's obviously
no, but you could still
his legs.
Yeah, right, bro. Like Tim Tebow. I felt like if he was in this era right now, bro, I would love to have Tim Tebow on my team as a backup. Absolutely. I would be so creative with that guy, right? Remember, he tried out for even tight end, and it didn't go too well, but it doesn't matter. That just tells me he was willing to kind of do anything. So, bro, he just was a little bit too late in the whole, Ben Johnsons of the NFL, Andy Reid's, because I promise you, you put Fields on Andy Reid's team, or like I said, Tim Tebow, he would have done something creative with that guy to make him, okay, we got him, let's do something with him. And that's where I feel like Justin Fields.
It's like what they did with the kid on the Saints. What's his name?
So we were just talking about Taysom Hill, right? Yeah. So do you mix it up and you have defenses go, damn, is this guy going to pass? Is this guy going to run? What's it? You know what I mean? It's like the Wildcat almost, right? Except you have a guy that's an actual quarterback who can make that throw if needed. So I feel like that's where Pittsburgh fucked up last year when they had him, and they went right to what's his name, Russell Wilson, and they never put Fields back in to even do some trickery. I thought that was a terrible
They did
mistake.
do it, but they just didn't do
Not
it
enough.
They did. They did
not
some
enough.
degree, but yeah, I agree with you. It should have been, a handful of plays, short yard situations, get him out there with his legs. Because I mean, and we'll talk about it too when we get to the Patriots game. But this guy with his legs, I mean, there's not many out there that are as athletic and able to go on the outside zones and be able to get that yard or get those extra yards. It's this confidence thing. So if he designs something up, he'll do it, he'll run it, and he'll get it. But he's got to make decisions. Like those run pass options are just not really working for him. They just need to give him, it's a run pass option, but your option is just to run. That's you don't really have the pass option in your arsenal at this point in time because you're not a good decision maker. But when it's a designed run, he looks comfortable. I don't know, something they can.
But that's because that's what he does well. You know what I mean? He's confident. He's super confident in that his ability to run and kind of be do his own thing out there when he's just scrambling around making plays. But passing situations, I feel like it's just not his thing. You know what I mean? And I feel for the guy because I'm sure like he doesn't feel that way in a way. I'm sure of it. But at this point, bro, at this stage of his career, he needs to be honest with himself and understand, like, dude, I've been on multiple teams now. I've gotten plenty of opportunities. Like, this isn't like a thing where he's just barely gotten an opportunity. He's been a starter for a while now, and he's still kind of having the same end result. And if the end result is telling you one thing, that's just the way it's going to be. I don't see, he needs to just be, like I said, be honest with himself and just kind of, I would even go to the coach and be like, bro, like, this is what I think, you know what I mean? But he's not going to do it. But I really feel like if he wants to stay in this league for a while, he needs to kind of, go that route, in my opinion. But hey, who knows? I can't tell him what to do. But anyways, yeah, you guys won. Look, man, take any win you can if, but anyways, Curtis, what's your thoughts on the Jets 27-20 win over the Browns?
Well, I really loved watching Achane run up against the Bills. I thought he did a great job. I was very impressed. I mean, he had almost 225 yards on the day. That was pretty impressive, Tommy. What do you think about that, Tommy?
Congratulations for being shit. Well done for being shit, and well done for being shit. What was going on there? Where was the teamwork? Where was the spirit? Where was the communication? And what the fuck was going on?
Bro, we need John Taffer at this point to come in and do an NFL rescue. Just fucking sit outside in his van and just watch how the shitty Bills are doing and just run in and yell at McDermott. I would fucking love that. All right?
That would be hilarious. Like that,
dude, he throws the footballs. Like,
Can they do like a test run with like a semi-pro team? And
dude, I would watch that shit, bro. I would never miss an episode if John Taffer is sitting. Can you imagine he's watching McDaniels or watching your coach? What they do? In there.
That would actually be hilarious. Imagine like him actually being able to go in there and like make these teams like somewhat competitive, somewhat like.
You know what? Though?
He would.
Oh yeah, he's like, I got me. I'm bringing with me an expert. He's been in the NFL business for 15 years. John Gruden.
It's not a bad idea. I'm being honest. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, but then everyone would say it's like, oh, now it's super rigged. Now you got John Taffer doing an NFL rescue. Oh my god! But you're right, though. Honestly, I think it would be pretty cool. Fuck Hard Knocks. Let's push Hard Knocks aside. Let's get John Taffer on board. She comes storming out of the van.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my god. Anyways, Curtis, talk to us.
Well, look, I didn't watch the game. I thought
you didn't? Damn.
I thought Cleveland. I thought Cleveland would. And what happened? What?
You didn't watch Jets Browns? What the hell were you doing on Sunday?
I usually watch.
What kind of loser are you?
I usually watch some of it, but it was like astounding. I couldn't believe. Like went over the numbers. How the hell did you guys win? I mean, I don't get it.
2 special teams touchdowns.
That's what all it was. It was the 2 special teams. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Holy shit!
Well, you got it. And then, but notice how you got this. You got the look to carry it over.
How did you score so many points?
Yeah, 27. What the fuck's going on here?
I know. I was like, whoa. But I love this. I want to do a little touch on this week. But
Bills scored 13. Fucking Jets 27. Quarterback throwing 50 yards. 27, no problem. Bills 13. What the fuck? Go ahead.
Crazy, man. Crazy. But you notice how your coach, Glenn, this week, you have it open with a touchdown with Fields running. He's like, well, we're not going to do that much anymore. He's just going to throw. They had to balance it out, man. They're like, holy crap, we got 2 special team scores. We won. We're not supposed to do that. We got to screw it up.
Slow down. Oh my God.
I wonder if the Browns let it happen just so they could get ahead of you.
Oh my God.
I mean, they're ahead, and they're trying to stay ahead because I don't see many wins on their schedule.
How bad could Shador be if they are not willing to put him in at all. I am just like, there must be something going on there more than they just don't believe he's a good starting quarter. Like, there has to be something behind the scenes. There's just no way you continue starting that guy.
I draft him.
I don't get, dude. I don't believe he's a good quarterback. In my opinion, I don't think he's a starting caliber quarterback. But he looked decent in the preseason. Give him a chance at least. At least give him an opportunity. He can't be any worse than the Dylan Gabriel guy. No. 5'5" Dylan Gabriel. What is going on here? Captain D, talk to us.
Well, it is the holidays. And I've been handing out dubs. I've been handing out W's to Anthony.
Oh, that's right. Look at this nice guy, Anthony.
And to Juan. And you know what? It's the gift that keeps giving because I've been handing out dubs and I'm getting back a win for my team. So, Anthony, come on. Guy. What did I tell you?
Good karma.
What did I tell you? Your Jets were going to pull this off. The Jets special teams play.
I didn't call both Jets wins. You called Cincinnati as well.
So. I did.
Son of
6 sacks for the Jets against the Browns. 6. Mm-hmm. So you combine some 6 sacks, some nice special teams play. You got Breece Hall looking like Breece Hall doing Breece Hall things. Mm-hmm. You get a win against these the terrible Browns. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but
you think your teams are dysfunctional? Well, at least you didn't pay a quarterback $250 guaranteed.
Exactly. Well,
holy crap! Not $250 guaranteed.
Not $250, but you know.
I mean, they set the fucking boy. They set the standard for stupidity right there. Like, I can't believe how bad they are, bro. Yep. Like, they deserve to just be moved. Period. Like, they're terrible. But congratulations. The only thing there that's bright spot is Garrett, and he's that just tells me too, man. I get it. You go for your money, but that whole bullshit letter he did, and now he's upset. Get the fuck out of here. You wrote the damn letter, and now you're upset? Like, dude, you took the money. Shut the fuck up and play football. Browns fans are probably going, shut the fuck. Dude, I don't want to hear you fucking complaining. You got all that money. Yeah, shut up. You could have left when you had a chance, and nobody would have cared. So now you can't say you care about winning. Get out of here. Anyways, let's get on. That's the end of week 10. So let's go to our style and profile and the boo this man.
You got Patriots Bucs too.
Fuck that fucking Patriots fucking team. I'm fucking sick of Juan. His damn strutting around town. This guy, he can't even come on the show because he's too busy strutting around town. Fucking guy. He was in here too earlier. Where are you, Juan? I saw him. Look, he came in here and he did this. A smile face. I'm pretty sure that's him. He's the Juan King. Jeez, Juan. All right, fine. You know what, Juan? Because I like Anthony. He's a good dude. Let's talk Patriots. Let's talk Patriots Bucs. Why not? Patriots won 28-23. We did say it was going to be a close game. I think everybody agreed with that. I think Anthony talked to us about. No, you didn't, Curtis?
I think I said
okay.
they would. I said Patriots would win. I think, but I didn't think it would be that close.
Oh, okay. See, I had it close. But anyways, go ahead, Anthony.
I could be wrong.
Patriots.
But you know
Damn
what?
you,
My
Curtis.
Dolphins won this week, so whatever I say, it's all right.
Yeah. All right, Anthony, we'll start with you first, man, since you brought it up, and I mistakenly forgot. Go ahead.
I'm fine not talking about the Patriots at all this week. I'm fine with it. Let's skip all the Patriots games. Let's just not talk about the Patriots at all.
They're so good.
I mean, listen, the Patriots, what they're doing there is pretty impressive. Obviously, Vrabel's got them moving in the right direction. Drake May, he's in the MVP conversation, which is kind of crazy for a year 2 quarterback to already be there. But I think this Bucs game was probably one of the more impressive wins on the season. Obviously, the Buffalo game was impressive too in its own right, but that was a game where it's like you didn't know what the Patriots were yet. But this is a game where we know what the Patriots are. The Bucs didn't go into this game thinking the Patriots are just the team that went 4-13 last year. You knew what they were, and the Patriots went into Tampa against the Bucs as the underdog. I'm pretty sure they were underdog. I thought the Patriots were going to lose this game. I thought they were going to finally hit that roadblock, going up against a good team, a good defense, a good quarterback on the other side. Just all the things that kind of like recipe for a loss, being on the road. And again, they just played football from the first quarter all the way to the end. Just kind of keep grinding, keep moving, stick with the punches. You get punched in the face, punch right back. And that was what it was this game. Just keep fighting, keep grinding. Eventually they had a 2-score lead. Bucs made it a little bit closer. But this is the situation with the Patriots. They just keep grinding, and they grind a little bit more than you do. They get a 2-score lead. And at the end of the game, these scores look a little bit closer. But even the Bills game, I think you guys were down by 10 points at one point. And then they had to get that fourth quarter last minute drive. But a lot of these games are closer than they look, but the Patriots are just dominating from start to finish. Listen, we got to talk about it. Henderson, Henderson's been an animal. If you got fantasy, you picked him up late. He's been killing it the last few games. 2 touchdowns in this game, 150 yards, 2 50-plus yard rushes for a touchdown. It really seems like this season everything the Patriots are touching is gold.
I think they need to fondle Allen a little bit to make him go.
You're pulling me like I'm happy to say this shit. Like, come on. I think if anything, all of us can agree on one thing: fuck the Patriots. But unfortunately, like this team, they went through a really tough time. The Patriots went through a really tough time. After Tom Brady,
really tough time. 4 years of
so
rough
sad.
That long 3 years.
6 Super Bowls.
A long 3 or 4 years being bottom feeders in the NFL.
So sad.
Oh, that's torture, man. That is pain.
Yeah, I just can't believe those Patriots
I
had
couldn't
to
even imagine
suffer.
that.
I know. Awful.
Listen to all the quarterbacks they had to go through. Cam Newton, Mac Jones.
Oh, man, that's terrible.
So hard.
I can't believe what did we go through, Bills and Dolphin fans? They had to go through Cam Newton. Oh,
going through. You at least you're not going through it. I'm still going through it.
Oh my god.
Right. Oh,
they had to hit rock bottom to get to this point. Rock bottom of three terrible seasons.
Such a nice guy you are, Anthony.
I don't know if you could sense my sarcasm.
Yes.
I feel so bad for them. Patriots.
It just
Jeez
sucks. Yeah.
Louise.
One and done head coach.
Juan comes back, perfect timing.
Dude, the Bills, man. Listen, I don't love the Bills, but I'm telling you, you could have knocked out the Patriots. You could have beaten McDaniel, give me a whole new team. You screwed it up twice, dude.
What are you gonna do next? You're
gonna blame this on you guys.
What are you gonna do next? You're gonna let us beat
I hear you
and cost us a first pick?
I know, right? Right. We let you beat us, right? Which would probably, knowing us, right? Yeah, you probably will, and we screw you. I don't know. Who knows? Stupid Patriots.
Screw them. They won.
Great. Curtis talked to us about the Patriots and their, terrible 3 years they were down.
Oh, it was brutal, man. I don't know how
Yeah,
to
so
survive.
sad. So,
I don't know how to
here's one. One. He loves it. He fucking loves it. Keep hating.
Is that actually Juan?
That's Juan. He told me he was going to be in the chat.
Wow.
We love you, Juan. We're listening, man. We love you. We're just saying you went through a tough 3 years. That's all. Go ahead. Go ahead, Curtis. Talk to us, man.
The hell am I supposed to say? Freaking
Just
sick of
say
that.
that.
Listen, you know what? I actually this is the first moment that the revivification of my despising the Patriots has been reborn. For a while, I was like, I'm just going to focus on them Bills for a while. That's nice. Those Patriots, they're building nice. They're going to be tough this year. And now it's just hit. I was sick of that team for 20 freaking years. I got 3 or 4 years off. And now I'm back in the cockpit of my division, and these idiots are at the top. And you guys are still hanging around there. This sucks. I hate this.
Dude, and I predicted the Patriots to be actually, I did say they would be in second this year before the season, but I thought 9 wins, 8, 9 is kind of where I had them. They're already at 9. Terrible. Can't believe.
Them to go 9-8. That means they're going to lose.
I can't believe how. I honestly did not see this coming. How they got a coach this new coach staff, which I love their coaching staff, but to turn things around that quickly is, once again, tells you everything you need to know about how important coaching is.
They got the best coach. I'd say they got the best offensive coordinator and best head coach in the division.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I won't even debate you on that. Captain D, go for it.
Juan, what did I tell you, Juan? I told you, Juan. I told you this is going to be a little test before you get to the big boy leagues, and you passed the test. Mm-hmm. I think May threw his longest touchdown pass of the year so far. They had 2 rookies that actually played. Williams, I think is last. Williams, he threw a bomb.
72.
Longest career pass for him to make. Yeah. So hey, I mean. Everything's working right now. I mean, you gotta tip your hats to the Patriots. I mean, they're there you go.
Oh, look at that. What a nice guy. Look at Juan. He didn't call me the real MVP. Whatever, Juan. I'm over here saying you'll be second. I'm juicing you guys up to start the season. I'm the bad guy. All right. Go ahead, Captain T.
No, that's all I got. I mean, they're playing the part. I could touch a little bit more because there's another game. Obviously, they just played on Thursday night.
Thanks, Anthony. Fucking Jets. Couldn't do us a favor, dicks. Let's see here. I suck. Yeah, whatever. Juan.
Okay.
So let's get into, now that we gave Mr. 9-2 over here his dues. Scott, Juan, stop buttering your buns. Yeah, Juan is just loving life right now. So look, man, it is what it is. Let's get into the style and profiling and boo this man. I want to start with booing Juan. Let's just do this. Boo Juan right away, 9-2. Anthony, talk to us, style and profiling and boo. Who you booing from week 10?
Style and profiling for the week 10 game. I go with Breece Hall. Again, obviously his name popped up in trades going into the trade deadline. And day of the trade deadline, there's a lot of reports out there that he approached the team to demand a trade because you're trading away all these players, blah, blah, blah. And since then, I mean, he's been nothing but positive. I showed you guys a little Mario Kart thing last week. He's, in the locker room. He's thrilled to be there. He's happy to be there. In this game, he made Justin Fields' stats look like way better because of that 42-yard screen pass, or else we'd be talking this guy only having 15 yards passing in a 4-quarter football game. Obviously, the touchdown to go up by 2 scores was critical right there. And on one of the last possessions, when the Jets were in like that 4-minute offense type of thing, he did a really good job on a few runs of getting the first down and like kind of trending towards the sideline and like working to get himself back inside, stay in bounds. It's high football IQ stuff that really is something that the Jets have lacked for such a long period of time. When you're talking about the Jets, like you have a very low bar of what it takes to actually like kind of like look like, you know, a good player or look like you know, deserving of like these criteria. But these are the type of things that the Jets have just not done for such a long period of time. And seeing a player of his caliber make those extra efforts to do whatever possible, get the win, even just staying in bounds and shaving up 40 seconds off the clock each time. Again, just, you know, all a great performance by him. If it weren't for him on this offense, we'd be talking a lot worse situation right now. So I'll give it to him. Obviously, there are other people out there that had great games, but I think he had some winning plays that make him worthy of it.
All right. By the way, we do have a live looking at Juan right about now. Who are you booing, Anthony? Who are you booing?
I mean, it's obvious. Friggin' Justin Fields, you cannot play quarterback in the NFL throwing 50 yards. Simple as that. It's ridiculous. I mean, the Jets are literally handcuffed with him at quarterback. They've got to make a change at some point in time. You're just not going to win games, whether it's their prerogative or not. You're just not going to win games, and you're not going to get a good evaluation on the future of this offense with him playing quarterback. He's making the offensive line look worse because, if you're just a box score watcher and you're saying, oh, the offensive line gave up 5 sacks. Well, yeah, he held onto the ball for like 50 seconds per drop back. It's like, you can't look at the box score and just look at sacks, say, oh, the offensive line had a bad game. This offensive line has been doing really, really well. Everyone's fighting their asses off, trying to win games. And this guy's just not making his reads, holding onto the ball for way too long. It's just not acceptable. They've got to make a change, because if you don't, you run the risk of this locker room kind of falling apart.
All right, Curtis, styling, profiling, and booing. What are you doing here? Talk to us.
I think there's a unanimous styling and profiling. I want to give that to the Bills offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, for calling a masterful game plan to keep us in the game, to set us up for victory. I think clearly he should get 2 awards, with one for styling and then the other one for profiling.
All right. Captain D, what you got, man?
Wait, I got to do Buddhist, man.
Nah, go ahead. Who are you booing? You're going to boo? Just boo the team. Boo my team. Go ahead.
No, I got to boo what I saw the Gatorade boy. He wasn't bringing the Gatorade fast enough.
Wasn't bringing the Gatorade fast enough.
And on conversely, they were delivering you guys Gatorade a little too fast. And so I think the Gatorade delivery on both sides was off a little bit. So I'm going to have to boo them this week.
That makes sense.
They got to pick it up for 70,000 D chest.
Now I see why we lost.
It's like in NASCAR when the pit crew forgets the drill in the.
I see your tricks now in Miami. Now I see lack of Gatorade.
Oh man!
For That's part of 70,000 D chest, Tommy. You got to catch up. It's hard to see it.
Hot in Miami. You guys are giving us no Gatorade. All right, Captain D, talk to us. Style and profiling. Who you booing?
Real quick, to quote the great Ric Flair, if you're told that you're not enough numerous times, eventually you will start believing it. And the Dolphins, after all they've been through so far at this point in the season, all the media talk, all the negativity, it started from the offseason to the preseason, then now we're in the position that we're at right now. But
are you talking about this guy, Captain D?
Yeah, you guys fucking suck at your job. I'm gonna come down there and beat the fuck out of you, you fucking stupid bitch. All right, I'll be down in 10 minutes. Get ready. You better start stretching. I'm gonna fucking wear you out, dumbass. 10 minutes, parking lot.
Talking about that guy?
I have to. There's a lot of people you could give the style and profiling. A lot of people say Captain, you're not going to give styling and profiling to Devon A-Chain. You're not going to give it to the Dolphins defense. Nope, I'm not going to give it. This styling and profiling is going to Mike McDaniel.
Whoa,
Mike McDaniel. I told you this team is still playing for
man.
him. And he was able to lead this team to one of the most significant wins in the past couple seasons. And then had the nerve.
Significant.
Now, Tommy, you know about this, driving by the Fort Lauderdale Strip by the Elbow Room. I didn't even realize that the Bills Mafia took over Elbow Room every time you guys come down here. But
of course we do.
But for Mike to do that, I see you, Mike. I'm a car guy. I like the Bentley. I like the matte black Bentley, buddy.
Cool guy. I like the capri pants too.
And my Buddhist man. I mean, what can I say? There's not much to boo about this game, but I am going to nitpick on one guy, and that's Ethan Bonner. He gave up that touchdown to Keon Coleman. Ethan, you got to feel you got to feel the presence of what's going on. You see Keon looking back, you got to turn your head, buddy. Come on.
All right, so this is very, very easy for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and boo the whole fucking team. Just boo them. They're terrible. My styling and profiling is this guy right here. Right here. There he is. Right there. Yeah, that's not AI. Oh, look at him. Trolling our damn Bills Mafia. Son of a bitch. Oh, they love him now. They didn't even go to the game. Get out of here, Dolphin fans. Anyways, that's my style and profiling in the Buddhist man. So I'll give it to McDaniel. He was feeling himself. He had the balls to go and with his capri pants driving by, talking trash.
When he pulled his hand inside the window, he should have kept it out if he really wanted to floss.
Right. Bills fan, boo. All right, so let's get into Week 11. We'll start with the game that already happened, which was the Patriots and Jets. Patriots beat the Jets 27-14. Go ahead, Anthony. Talk to us.
Again, I kind of mentioned earlier, like the evaluation for the rest of the season is really on the coach and on these pieces on the offense that, we had the offensive line, some skill players we've acquired. Listen, I don't think many of us had any thoughts the Jets would kind of be in this game to any degree. But what I did appreciate was coming out in this game, that opening drive, using Fields' superpower, his legs, to get down the field, score that opening touchdown, go up 7-0. I don't appreciate that they went away from that and turned it into a passing offense after that. The Jets built this team around the identity of we're going to run the football and we're going to try and play good defense. And obviously defense has its flaws. But after that opening drive, went a long period of time before they were able to punch the ball into the end zone again. But with all that being said, Drake May was able to kind of dissect the Jets defense apart, almost 300 yards passing. But the respect I have for this defense is that even though they got picked apart, they were still able to kind of hang in there and keep this a one-score game going into the fourth quarter until eventually, they got up by 2 scores and, they kind of teed off on Fields, a couple of sacks in the fourth quarter. Fields had that fumble. It's, again, I keep saying it, the Jets are really handcuffed by Fields. They're not going to be in many games where you have anything that's considered a top 20 quarterback on the other side of the field, or a top 20 offense with a moderately good defense. I mean, the Jets put up 40 points almost against the Bengals, but that's a historically bad defense. And obviously Fields playing quarterback. If the Jets are able to score 40 points on anybody with Fields at quarterback, that says a lot about what the other defense is. But I kind of give credit to Aaron Glenn. Broke this team apart, sending key defensive players to other organizations, and this isn't a situation where I feel like the team has fallen apart itself from the inside. They stuck with arguably the best team in the AFC for 3 quarters until eventually, Justin Fields. So there was a couple instances where, they And the thing with the Jets is like they miss opportunities to make big plays happen. There was a couple instances, Adonai Mitchell, who they just acquired from the Colts. He had an opportunity where the ball hit him right in the hands. Would have been a 40, 50-yard down the field. And I believe it was after the Patriots went up 14-7, if I remember right. You're talking about a situation right there. Catch the ball, reel it in. They're at like the 20, 30-yard line. Maybe you get a field goal on that. Maybe you kind of able to punch it in for a touchdown right there. And you're talking about a 14-14 game. He had multiple drops in this game, Adonai Mitchell. Just got here. Probably take some time to get acclimated to, the new quarterback and how the ball's getting delivered, whatever have you. But there's a number of instances where, he had an opportunity on a third down, make a catch, extend a drive. He dropped it. It's not all on Fields. There was a couple of drops. There was a 4th and 2 drop by Ruckert when the score was 27-14, right in the red zone. Maybe you punch it in, make it a one-score game. Obviously, I don't think a victory was happening at that point in time, but the Jets are forced in this situation to play perfect football, and if they don't play perfect football, because of how Justin Fields is playing, they have no shot, and that's basically what we found them in this week. I think they had the Patriots where they wanted them in this situation. They had them where they wanted them, but whether the Patriots sleepwalked on the game or whatever have you, it didn't seem like the Patriots were playing that same game that they played against Tampa, where they just dominated the entire time. They kind of kept the Jets in the game for a long period of time. It's just the Jets never really took advantage and were able to kind of break through and keep it closer than what it was.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. You guys you started off good, and then it just you faded away. And the Patriots, I kind of feel like that's what the Patriots been doing this season too, except for early on. Like early on, they the losses to the Raiders and then the Steelers, they faded late. I feel like now, like the Patriots bring it more later in games. And they capitalize off mistakes. So they didn't do that in the first couple games of the season, but they've obviously adjusted to whatever's going on. They're doing things right. So real quick, Juan coming in, he's saying. He wants to say Drake May's names twice, just to let you know Drake May's there. So
he's had so many concussions, you got to say it twice to him so he can hear
it. Right, style Drake May. So that's who wanted style. He's booing Kyle Williams for not knowing how to run routes. That's the Bucs game, and he wants you to know this game. He's styling Trey Henderson. He's booing Gonzalez for low-key getting worked by a rookie. All right, Curtis. Curtis, talk to us about this game here, the Jets and the Patriots that just happened on Thursday.
Yeah, just despite the win, actually, to me, it showed some chinks in the Patriots' armor. Like, when you go look at this game, it is very curious because they kind of were struggling with the team that was trying to throw the game. And I'll show you, they do not want to win. The Jets, that is.
Oh, now, Anthony.
Now you look at New England, they ran 27 times for 65.
I'm actually really even more impressed.
Yeah, I'm going to show you some stuff that it's like so curious. Either they're like high on peyote, they've never coached in their life, or they're trying to lose. So anyway, look, you got rid of Quinnen Williams. You're terrible run.
They felt that this game.
You 27 attempts for the New England Patriots for 65 yards, 2.4. Jets, they had a 28 for 145, like 60 something came from Fields. But here's the really curious. They were playing a team that's really not trying to win. So Fields was kept clean 57% of the time. His time to throw on Dorian was 294. That's insane. That's within the framework of the play. Like this guy's like, hey, he's making text message calls. Hey, I'm throwing a pass right now, Tony. How you doing? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hey, Tony, I gotta go. It's like crazy.
Fields had a game earlier in the season where he took 9 sacks against the Broncos, and on each of the sacks, except for one, he had 3 seconds or more to pass.
It's insane.
Yes, that's unacceptable. All right.
But this is the thing. So that he struggles reading, right? But then you go look at some other stats. So he was under pressure 47% of the time. he was only blitzed 31%. So you're talking like 17% higher pressure rate. But anybody who's not like a total jackass, been lobotomized, or is trying to win, wouldn't do. The play action rate was 18%, screen rate 9.4. So if you know your guy is getting pressure, he's having struggles to read, and you're getting blitzed that hard, you raise your play actions, you build your screens up, you lower the amount of choices he has on the field, you do rollouts so you have cut the field in half with half field reads. But they decided to say, this guy can't read, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to make him read more. And so that to me, and you know what Glenn said, after the first drive where you guys ran and scored touchdown, well, we just wanted to pull him off. We don't want him to be a running quarterback. Yeah. Like, they're throwing these games. Come on. So the Patriots
don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
So the Patriots to me are a team. Look, I think they're good. I predicted them to be second in the division. I never expected first. I thought they would head in a very good direction, although maybe want to vomit. But they have some issues that I'm seeing arise, and this was a game that they kind of let linger a little too long. Mm-hmm. And you combine the inability to run, some of the pressures, and then not facing a team without a quarterback. It shouldn't have even been this close that late. So that was my take.
Jeez, Captain D, talk to us about the Jets losing on Thursday. I know you were watching it. I was talking to you a little bit. Oh, you're on mute, brother. You are on
I was
mute. There you go.
I'm trying to let my 65-pound pit bull who's stomping around his room trying to get out. So I said, get him out of here.
I watched a little bit of the game. I was kind of going back and forth, but I think Curtis might be on to something here, because when the Jets threw that touchdown pass to bring it within, I think it was like within a touchdown, right? Mm-hmm. And they panned over to Aaron Glenn. His expression, it was he was almost like, I'll be damned, we scored a touchdown. Like, he gave this look like, holy shit, we just scored. And I was like, oh my God, this is not good.
By the way, that touchdown pass by Fields, like right there, like Mechie was wide open for like 15 seconds. It seemed like, and even that pass, like I'm like, oh my God, is he gonna miss this guy? Like it fluttered. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, it was accurate, but that ball floated around for like, it seemed like forever. I was like, oh my God, you can't miss this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there was some issues with the Patriots that I saw. I was like, I wonder if, the Jets are doing some things or exposing some weaknesses. But because I was a little surprised. I remember messaging Tommy. I was like, whoa, this game's a lot tighter than I thought.
A little bit, yeah, early on.
But I kind of, tapered away. I didn't watch the end of the game, but I'm not surprised that, the Patriots pulled this out.
Yeah,
they're playing at a much higher level.
Yeah, higher level, more energy, just feel like, bro, when you win and you're on these kind of winning streak that they are on, bro, confidence is everything too, man. You get your mojo up, like you just feel like you can't. They're in a zone. Basically, their
like
team is in a zone, like the Dolphins. Yeah, the Dolphins are in a total zone. yeah, sure. The Patriots are definitely feeling good right now, and that, like I said earlier, that shows the difference between the first couple games to where they're at now, like, and how they're closing out games, right? So yeah, the games may be close, and they've been in a couple actually close games this season, but the Patriots are learning how to close the show, and that is what winning is all about. And so I got to give credit to the Patriots once again. They're taking care of business. And
look at Juan getting that sensitive over there.
Look at Juan. Is he upset? Let's see here. Taking a Thursday game serious. All right, his teams are. Jeez, Juan, calm down.
He's getting sensitive.
Calm down, Juan. Calm down.
You play when you play. You play when you're required to play.
I'm juicing you guys up. You yell at me. Anyways, Juan, congrats. You guys want to take the win, bro? Take them how they come, man. You're 9-2, dude. There's look. At the end of the day, bro, it's tough to win in the NFL week in, week out. It really is. That's why there's only been one team to ever do it. Hate to say it, Miami Dolphins, right? So going undefeated, is really, really tough. Not, like I said, every week, it's any given Sunday. You can have these kind of games where you just underperform and lose to a bad team.
Like the Bills.
Like the Bills. Exactly. So
let's talk about the Bills underperforming.
Let's talk Bills, Dolphins again. Yeah, let's bring that one back up. Yeah, no. So congratulations to the Dolphins, to the Patriots.
Thank you, Tommy.
Fucking Dolphins.
Congratulations.
You bastards.
Congratulations to you too.
Yeah. Let's get into the next game. Let's go ahead and get into the Dolphins.
Bills.
Let's get into the Dolphins Commanders. No, damn Bills. Dolphins Commanders.
I got Boomers, man. I got a style profiling for that game.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Who are you styling, profiling? So I apologize.
No, you're good. I just want to hit. Maybe this might be. I can't speak for fact, but this might be the first time ever that one player, at least different parts of his body, gets style profiling and Boost Man. Boost Man is Justin Fields' arm. Style profiling in his legs. Because when they his legs,
I like it.
When they use his arm, they look terrible.
I like that. That's a good take. I actually like that one. Very good. All right, let's get it. Now we can get to the Dolphins Commanders. So we got a really good matchup here. 3-7 Commanders going against a 3-7 Miami Dolphins team. We'll start with Captain D, who's pumped up. Talk to us, Captain D.
I am pumped up. Yeah, early game. I'm a early riser, so I had to get up early and watch my Dolphins play in Spain. Unfortunately, we don't have a home game at home down in Miami, but I'm excited and looking at the matchup. And I haven't picked the Dolphins to win in quite some weeks, but I'm feeling good organically about this pick. And I'm looking at some of the players. Deron Payne is going to be out for. Sucker punched with Amon St. Brown for some smack talking.
Reason. Yeah,
it was terrible. He's out. Get him out of here. Their corners, their defense is ranked horribly. They're one of the worst defensive ranked teams. And I was looking at the corner position: Hendricks Sr., Johnson. I'm not really a big fan of that.
Yeah, the top two guys are on IR.
Yep. So.
I think Noah's starting this week.
No, yeah, I saw that. Noah's going to be in there, former first-round pick of the Miami Dolphins.
Whatever.
Yep.
Whatever his name was.
He's with the Commanders now. So I like our chances. I think if we continue with our template of running the football, setting up the play action, and getting some passes downfield.
You guys are playing where again? Like London or something?
Spain,
oh, Lord. I fucking hate that shit. I'm sorry to cut you off, Captain D. That whole bullshit taking away a home game to go overseas.
Did you hear the Dolphins just signed a contract? They're going to choose, I forgot what city in Europe, and play it once a year now. So they're going to lose one home.
Oh, boy. Captain D, did you hear that?
Yep.
Well, that's good. I love that. But go ahead, Captain D. That's fucking awesome.
I would say the only thing, old Von Miller's on there. We can keep him at bay. We don't want. I think he's got 4 or 5.
Hey, whoa! Von's having a decent year. Slow you roll.
He is. But we keep tabs on him. Get the running game going. I think this is a winnable game. We usually don't play well when we go overseas, but I'm sniffing a win. God forbid, watch me be wrong. But I'm sniffing a win here for the Dolphins. It's going to be a little bit closer than what everybody thinks. Because I'm going to say Dolphins 23, Commanders 17. That's what I'm going with. Let's see some more. I want to see some more of Docic, the tight end, and our new tight end that we brought up. I like him. I want to see a little bit more of him.
All right. Scott Blakely says Commanders suck, and the Finns will smoke them. I disagree. I don't think anyone's going to get smoked here. I think these overseas games they seem competitive. They always seem close. It doesn't matter. But anyways, Curtis, go ahead, man.
Yeah, look, they're in absolute collapse, the Commanders. They're also missing a top receiver. I can't remember his name. They only got Debo and the Chosen. And they got Mariota. And I mean, the one thing is I'll say is if the Commanders-Dolphins games plays out like the Bills-Dolphins game where the Dolphins decide to go Bills strategy and throw the football, and then the Commanders decide to pound that football early. Maybe there's a chance because Commanders got a good offensive line, but that secondary is shot. And, they got Wagner. He's a good linebacker still, but he's older. They've only got one safety in Reeves. Their front is small. The Dolphins, I think, are going to win pretty handily because Tua gets the ball out so quick. You look at you look at the last 3 weeks.
Hold on, Curtis. Hold on. Let me do something here. Whoa. Wow. All right, go ahead.
Who would have thought?
Oh.
That's because I was waiting for us to initiate 70,000 feet chess. And last week against your team, we initiated Operation 70,000 feet chess. And so now the paradigm is shift. And now it's a whole. I was waiting for the operation to kick off. It was a secret thing I hadn't told you. I'm in contact with the Dolphins, but now that it's known, so now I'm operating on the new philosophy of 70,000 feet chess.
I can't wait to see your video after the game. Very curious if you lose what you're going to say. You know what? The thing is, McDaniels is terrible. So Curtis is gonna go ham if you guys lose.
I'm telling you, we're gonna win probably the next 4 games.
Damn! Look at
we'll beat the
you
Commanders.
beat us now. All of a sudden, you're world beaters. All right.
We're playing nobodies. We're playing Commanders. We're playing Saints. We're playing the Jets.
Shit.
All 3 of them are. The Jets are trying to lose.
But I thought you played nobodies before and you lost. So what are you talking about here?
Oh, no, but this is the new class of nobodies. The Jets are trying to lose. The Saints are trying to lose. And the Commanders, they're eviscerated. They're going to lose.
Captain D, what were you going to say? I know you're.
And also, Tommy, that was before Operation 70,000 D chess was initiated. So there's a different thing.
That's the spark that you needed. There it is, baby. On a winning streak. Captain D, what were you saying? What were you gonna say?
It's sounding like you might be picking the Commanders on this one. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely! I am. Anthony, talk to us. What do you got? Are you a Dolphin fan? Are you picking the Dolphins?
Come on now.
Yeah, the Commanders right now look like crap.
Wait a minute, here we go.
That defense.
Oh boy, this isn't starting good.
I've said it so many times. If the Commanders go up against a poor defense and a team that has a deficiency at quarterback, which the Commanders do at this point in time, McDaniels will find his way to scheme up a win in those situations. It's the more intricate games where he doesn't have those luxuries that he's going to struggle in. But yeah, I have the Dolphins win this game.
Yeah,
30-20 is what I'm going with. I don't think it's going to be that close.
What is the score? 23-20?
30-20.
Boom.
30-20.
Come on,
all right.
Tommy.
30-20. He has the Commanders. All right. So he picked the Commanders. You heard that here first, folks. Anthony's going Commanders. 30-20. So look, man, these overseas games, they fucking blow. And they normally are close games. They really are. Look at Denver had a shootout last week, I believe, against of Atlanta. They barely won. Minnesota had a shootout like not too long ago. They're just, for some reason, man, they're closer games than they probably should be if they were played here. So yeah, I think if the game's in Miami, I think, yeah, you're probably right on that score. I think it's like 30-20 Miami. But in Spain, 9:30 in the morning, it's tough on all the players. I'm not just saying for the Dolphins or the Commanders. It's tough on everyone. I think players kind of underperform a little bit. They have the time change, all that garbage. So I don't think either team's going to be crisp in scoring up to 30 points. I don't see it. I see this game being close. Could the Dolphins win? Sure. They're both 3-7 ball teams. Both have players out or being traded away. I think the Commanders are more depleted. Obviously, no Daniels. Mariota's not terrible though. I would take him as a backup any day of the week. I think he's a pretty good backup quarterback. He's proven that he can win some games. So I wouldn't sleep on him, either in this game. I think he can make some plays as well. I have the Commanders winning on this one.
Wow.
I think I do. I'm going to go 24-20. 24-20 Commanders, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Dolphins wins. This is not
now he's
like
hedging his bets.
No, I do that all the time, but I'm gonna go Commanders. But you know what's weird? I picked you guys many times this year, and you fucking lost. So don't fucking point at me. I picked you fucking guys to win, and you fucking
that's because
killed
you
me.
did, Tommy. That's the problem. You didn't have.
Then I picked you to lose your win.
You didn't have the inside scoop.
I didn't have the inside scoop.
70,000 D chess wasn't initiated. We were saving it for you. And now
You're right.
Now
it's here. Now it's here in full effect,
Oh,
baby.
Going to shake on the 70,000.
Full effect. By the way, Danger Zone, this guy always shows us love to the channel. Go out. If you're a Jets fan, go check out their podcast as well. Can we talk Jets? Look, you missed it. Anthony was praising Justin Fields pretty much the whole show, saying he wants him back next season as a starter. You got to go back and watch it. So Anthony just kind of hoping for a Pop Funko.
Let's bring him back.
He's waiting on a Justin Fields Pop Funko to put right there behind in that shelf, right? So let's go back and watch. Anyways, it's like, you fucking asshole. All right, let's go ahead and get to the Bucs and Bills last game, and we'll get out of here. I don't know anymore, folks. I think we will win. The Bucs are without their running back, Bucky Brooks. Yeah, which is a big loss to them going into this game. They're banged up pretty much, right? And we are too, but we're getting some players back. The Bucs overall 17th on offense. They're 20th in defense, so they're right in the middle-ish, I would say. The Bills, surprisingly, I have no fucking idea how. We're second overall on offense. I don't know how. The defense is 14th overall. Once again, I can't even. Whatever. The 30th against the rush, but third in the against the pass, so pretty good. Scoring 11th, but still. We're slight favorites, I believe, going into this game, which, once again, I don't buy into the whole, we were favorites 8.5 points by the Dolphins. I mean, shit.
9.5. 9.5.
Sorry, 9, and give me an extra. So, look, I think this game will be close. We're at home, coming off a bad loss. We usually respond well. We usually do after a bad loss. So, I think we respond in this game versus the Bucs. I hope we can get back on track as far as, running the ball, setting up play action. It sucks. No Kincaid. That hurts a lot. But you need to get Shakir. It hurts. You got to get Shakir involved more, in my opinion. As of now, he's your one. Treat him like a one. I also think, look, if Kincaid's out, got to get Dawson Knox involved. Dawson Knox is more than capable, right? You paid him a lot of money a few years back. Get him involved. Keon Coleman, man, I saw going back watching the film, he has to be better. He has to. There was plays he just gave up on. He's half-assing it out there, not fully giving it his all. That's unacceptable. So Keon has to step up as well. Gabe Davis may be a call-up here. Very interested to see if he makes any kind of impact. We'll see. He does have experience with Josh Allen. They've had some good games, monster games. So we'll see if there's any type of reconnection there. McCole Hardman, we just signed a speedster. We'll see if we use him, and we'll find out. But honestly, going back to what you said earlier, Anthony, look, man, at this point, I'm done with the defense. I know it's a shitty thing to say, but this team's only going to go as far as the offense can take it. The defense is not going to be the crutch for this team. Meaning, if the offense fails, they're going to be the crutch that saves the Buffalo Bills. It's not going to be that way. So the offense has to figure it out. And I'm hoping that this game they could figure shit out. and then continue that momentum. So I'll have the Bills winning this game at home. Honestly, almost a must win. I'll go 30-24. I think it's close. 30-24, Buffalo wins. Anthony, what's your thoughts? Jeez.
It's a tough one for sure. I mean, obviously, Bucs coming off a loss on their own right. Bucs haven't been the same for a few weeks, but I at this point in time, it just means a little bit more to the Bills to get this win. I think that's going to be the deciding factor. Yeah, the Bills have to rebound in this situation. Can't be at 6-4. You're putting yourself in a tough situation where you're now leaning on other teams right there in the mix for that 6-7 seed at this point in time. Because I think Denver's sitting there at 5 with the 7-3 record. So you gotta keep pace with the other teams in the conference for a better position for the wild card. I'm gonna go with the Bills to win this game. I'm gonna go 24-20.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't hate it. That's where I'm at. I'm around that 4-point, 6-point swing, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not super duper confident, but we respond well usually. But Curtis,
that's
sorry,
this kind of thing. It'd be concerning if they didn't respond though. That would be,
dude. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Anthony, great point. If we don't and we lose this game at home, I already hit the panic button. I'll be honest with you guys. I hit it after last week because it's just something's wrong. When you got players saying the other team wanted it more, it's just odd. I don't like that. The Joe Brady experience right now is not working. Also, and I didn't mention this before too, McDermott kind of throwing him under the bus all season long. This isn't really good either. That's not good. That kind of tells me Joe Brady's probably out the door after the season, whether he takes a job or he gets cut. So there obviously something's going on there that McDermott and him are kind of having this talk, this clash, maybe even.
McDermott has problems with a lot of coaches, doesn't he?
He seems to be, yeah. So Brian Dable, as you guys know, Brian Dable and him did not get along. They had a pretty bad parting of ways. And he fired his first OC that was ever here before Dable. Then he was going to fire. He would have fired Dable if the offense wasn't humming and being as productive as it was. Dable wound up leaving. He basically fired Leslie Frazier, but it was mutual, which is bullshit. They fired him. And yeah, fired our special teams coach. I think 2 of them. So also we had a receiving coach, Chad Kelly, who left for Jacksonville to take the same job. That tells me a lot there. That tells me there's something going on inside the building with the coaching staff and him that they just don't like. So, yeah, this season, I mean, there was one point where McDermott said about Brady, he did a press conference, he said he's getting too cute. And then Brady had his press conference like an hour later, 2 hours or whatever it was. And the reporter said, "Hey, McDermott said you're getting too cute." And he said, "What? Too cute? I don't think we're being cute about anything." So there's definitely problems there. They're obviously keeping in the house, but come on, you read between the lines there, you understand what is going on there. So yeah, there's just, we'll see what happens the rest of the way, folks. But I am concerned with just everything. Yeah.
So
expand on that concern, Tommy. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We've spoken about it, and I understand it's probably like a sub 1% chance of it happening. But what do you think would have to happen in this season, like for the Bills to be like, okay, I think McDermott's been capped. I think, obviously, they go 0-7 the last 7 games or however many games are left. All heads will fly off. But do you think there's a world where it's like we completely underachieved to where we thought we were going to be this season? I think it's time for a change of face.
Yum.
Absolutely not. I listen. I've been on the fire McDermott since the 13-second game. I look, man. I'm not a guy that I'm not going to bash the guy. I think the guy's done well here, but there's a lot of instances where coaches have gone to teams done well, but they kind of get stuck, right? And they hit a ceiling. Just like players, they have a ceiling, right? We all talk about it. Coaches do too. I truly believe that, and that's why I'm saying I don't think he's terrible. I think if we fired him, he would get hired immediately, right?
Yeah, someone bring him in right away.
Yeah, right away, and I get that, but we're year 9 in. He's a defensive-minded head coach, which me personally, I don't like. I would prefer offensive-minded head coach because you see here when our offense is struggling, to find answers, he's just not. It's not what he does. He's not that guy. So that I don't like either. Also, the fact that the defense is continuing to be bad year after year. These are the ingredients that he wants. He's getting them, and he's just not utilizing them, or they're just the wrong ingredients. So to answer your question, no, because we have an owner that has a team that's winning, that is the stadium's full, merchandise is being sold. The stadium that's being built is already sold out for the next 2 years, 3, it's already, to get tickets there is going to be. So he's not planning on doing any type of change. I think it would take multiple losing seasons to even get to that point. And also McDermott, the way the Buffalo Bills did this was backwards, which is kind of rare, which is you hire the coach who hires the GM. Super rare. So to me, it tells me that Pegula, which is our owner, gave the keys to McDermott, who then went and hired his buddy, Brandon Beane from Carolina, to be the GM. So for me, the puppet master here is not the owner, it's not the GM, it's the head coach. So if anyone's going, it's Brandon Beane before Sean McDermott, which is wild, but I could definitely see a world where that would happen. But yeah, dude, I tell Bills Mafia all the time, bro. There is a picture of the new stadium with all the Terry Pegula, Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, and somebody else with a gold shovel. When they do the new stadium, they all take the pit. That shit that is not Back to the Future where those pictures are going to fade away. That there, I promise you, is there to stay. It's going to go up in the hallway of the fucking building because that's who he wants coaching. That's who he loves. That's who he put in charge. And listen, he's not going anywhere. And there's going to be excuses, right? Players injured, right? There's always going to be something that Terry Pegula will be like, all right, I understand, right? So I think it would take multiple losing seasons, Anthony, for that to even be a topic of discussion. So unfortunately, he's here to stay. I don't think he's terrible, but once again, do you want to be a good team or do you want to be a great team? Do you want to be a Super Bowl team or do you just want to be a playoff team?
So you think even if they miss the playoffs, obviously bottom out type of situation, even if they miss the playoffs, there's still enough of a
he'll be back. There will be no. Listen, he ain't sitting on no hot seat, bro. He's on the nice, cool down Mercedes seat right now.
Yeah, I get you.
Dude ain't going anywhere, bro. So, I thought, it sucks, bro. I'll be honest with you. I know, Captain D feels sometimes different in teams with, they haven't won lately. Whatever. I understand that point. What are you bitching about? Blah, blah. But I guess you kind of got to be in our shoes as, when you're on a good team, you're constantly getting in the playoffs, but you're not ultimately getting what you want, which is a championship, because that's what all this is about. Right? Any sport, right? Football, basketball, baseball. The goal is a championship. And you eventually have to make that hard decision where you say, maybe this guy isn't the guy to lead us to glory. And I know it sucks, right? And I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but at the same time, you have a quarterback that you've been looking for 17 years. You finally found him. And these guys' prime only lasts so long, especially a guy like Josh Allen, who's physical type quarterback. You're willing to gamble on that with a head coach that you can replace probably with another guy that more than likely will at least get you to the playoffs. You know what I mean? So I feel like sometimes change is needed when you get to a certain point. That's my problem here with the team. I just feel like he's hit a ceiling. You need a new voice in the room. Right? You need a new philosophy, a new outlook. There's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like a lot of Bills Mafia is starting to lean in that direction as well. So that's my thoughts on that. And but it's not going to change. This is a business, all right? Sports is a business. There's very few owners in sports that are just, they want a championship. They're there at the game. They're on the ground, right? Like they're dedicated to winning a championship. Most of these owners are hands off. They're in the box here and there. It's all about dollars, man, and what makes sense. So that's kind of how I feel about Terry. And also, too, just a heads up, Kim, which is Kim Bagula, his wife, was more involved in football and the team, and then she had the stroke or the heart attack, and so she hasn't been involved for like 2 years, so, and probably won't be again. So that's a problem too when you got Terry, who's just not really a football guy. He handed over to McDermott, and hey, he's making money. You get what I mean? So that's why I feel, and that sucks. That's a bad thing about sports sometimes. You get owners that, the great example, and you know this, Captain D, about teams like the Detroit Tigers, my team. The owner, Mike Ilitch, died, right? But this guy was all about winning. Like he did anything to win. His son takes over, totally different philosophy, totally different outlook. Doesn't want to spend money. He does the opposite approach, right? And then your team starts losing. And so ownership is very important too. So you get the wrong owner in place. They're just happy about the dollars, right? They hire somebody that they put in charge that's just not doing the job. You kind of get these kind of results, right? So that's my thoughts, man. Anyways, Captain D, did I let you go on this game?
No, I don't believe so. So Bills, Bucs. I saw an interesting thing. Bucs have never won in Buffalo. They've never.
Damn, Callie.
They've never came to Buffalo and won a game. I thought that was interesting, but no Godwin, no Bucky Irving, and I believe their left guard Riddick is out. It's going to be a tough skating here. I believe you guys are getting Benford back. He's coming off.
Benford will be back.
Benford's going to be back. So the Bucs are going to be relying on Tez Johnson, Ibuka, and Otter, and I'm probably not pronouncing his name right. The tight end, he's not bad. They're going to be relying on them to get it done. But Benford's coming back. I think the Bills, they feel like they got something to prove. I mean, coming off a horrible loss on the road. They're back home. The weather doesn't look. It's going to be cold. It's going to be 41 degrees, cloudy. So the Bucs, a lot of Florida teams, we have a tendency to struggle in these types of weather. I mean, it's not going to be snowing, but I got the Bills on this one. I do, and I like the matchup with Harrison. He can handle Tez Johnson. He's got the speed to hang with him, because I don't know how much Benford they're going to play. The groin injury sucks, but I like the Bills in this one. I really do, and I'm looking at the roster and like they can get it done. I think Bills Mafia might be imploding a little too early here. I got the Bills on this one. I got Bills 28, Bucs 17.
Oh, geez, a whip ass. I would love that. I hope that. I don't know if we're imploding, D. I still believe in the team, but there's red flags, right? There's concern. You know what I mean? I think that's fair to say. You know what I mean? I like you see right here, like Callie Blitz is like he's just not feeling it, right? He's like Scott Blakely, Mr. 99 nothing, right? Like, I didn't even put a score, but I'm sure he's going to have us losing. So yeah, Bills fans are just not, and I get it. Like, I understand frustration, guys, by the way. Callie Blitz, I get it. Like, but I also know this team. You should know this team. We're not that bad of a team. We're a good team. We just need to respond, and we have issues. We have things we need to correct. Can we correct them this season is the $1 million question. I don't know. Anyways, Curtis, go ahead, man.
I think you guys are a little bit of trouble.
There you go.
Think,
see, I don't mind.
Listen, White's their primary back. It's Irvin's who's out, right?
Bucky Irving's out.
Yeah. He's really good. No, Bucky's really solid.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge
but White's their primary runner.
No. Bucky
he
is.
has more carries.
Yeah, but Bucky's a more impactful runner. He has more of the bigger plays.
Oh, really?
And
I'm
out,
looking
and
over
out
here.
of
He's got 198 carries.
Yeah, but he's been bagged up all year, and he's better out the backfield and catching too.
Already.
Yeah, he's really there. Last year he was a stud, so he's just been banged up all season, so he's been limited. But he that's a big, trust me, that's a big lot. When healthy, he's their primary weapon in the backfield for sure. But anyways, I'm sorry to cut you.
I'm looking here. They got Godecki back, so he can play. The offensive line solidifying a little bit. They got Dean, a corner, Parrish, McCullum. All those guys are good too. They got Winfield and Smith, safeties. They're gonna, and without Knox, I mean, their linebackers are a little bit of a weakness. That's really where you can attack.
Kincaid, you meant, but yeah,
that's right. Yeah, Kincaid's out. Yeah. I kissed that twice now. But they could, yeah, you guys are going downhill, so I don't need to remember you guys.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
Son of a
There's a sound of the flush, so I don't have to remember these guys. They're gonna be all gone soon.
This guy talking shit.
Hey, sweetie.
This guy's fucking talking trash about my team. You're gonna let him get away with that shit? That's bullshit, huh? This fucking guy. Who does he think he is? All right, go ahead.
But they can stop the run. Vita Vea is a real hard run stop. They're actually, I think, about 11th. They really struggle with the passing game. I think they're about 24th. Although what the whole real deal is for that, but they seem to be better at stopping the run. I think they're going to play you guys tough. Mayfield's been proven that he can play, and I think they're going to be able to run the football. They're going to commit to the running of the football. I don't know if you guys are going to commit to run to the football. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe you got a new game plan. Unless
you want to get cute
this week. I don't know. We'll ask McDermott.
What are we? I have no idea. Apparently, we're second in the league in offense. Apparently, I don't know. Go ahead.
But I mean, if you look at their defense, it's very good. So I think it's going to be a close game. I think somehow you might end up losing it. I want to say naturally that you guys would win it, but I don't know. I don't know how much 70,000 D chess has affected you. You might be under the weight of it for 2 weeks in a row. So I'm going to say 27-24 Tampa.
What was it that they had what was it they had for a little while at the Lions? Like when Dan Campbell first took over, like there's like a stat of when teams played the Lions the week after, like their winning percentage was like one of the lowest in the league for a period of time, and they called the Lions hangover.
That's right. You could be having 70,000 D chess hangover, man.
Yeah, doubtful. We don't really. We tend to respond, but this season's weird, Curtis. You're not totally wrong. I honestly have no idea. When I look at our schedule too, by the way, and this is why when Anthony was talking about like just the division in general, like I normally would count some of these as wins like early in the season, like the Bucs. I felt like we could win at home. It's a question mark. And then we go to Houston at Texans, which is the number one defense in the NFL. Like we've had fits against them for years. So is that a game where we can? I don't know. At Pittsburgh, another game where it's like Pittsburgh's a scrappy team. We're on the road. Bengals can put up points. Their defense is terrible, but our defense isn't great. Then you got at Patriots. We'll see. At Browns, good defense, terrible offense. I mean, can we beat the Browns? I think. Home against the Eagles.
If you lose to the Browns,
we should. I would hope. But once again, I don't. What can we? And then home against the Eagles. We'll see. They're kind of right now in a weird situation.
That 70,000 D chess could be a multi-game hangover.
Look, honestly, I'll be real with you guys at this point. I think we can win about 10 games. Like I have us winning at 10, maybe 11 with the remaining schedule. But if we lose
I see 5 wins for you guys.
Exactly. But if we lose to one of these teams that we're supposed to be, we could really go to 9 wins. Like honestly. We could, because some of those games are toss-ups, the ones, the tougher opponents. So, losing to the Bengals, like that wouldn't be crazy to me. Like so we'll see what happens with my team, but that's why.
Bengals,
dude, we do not play.
Justin,
we don't play.
Almost 40 points against the Bengals. You guys should be able to do that.
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine Fields has a career high on us of 500?
Could you imagine that we beat the Bengals and then
shocked.
you lose to the Bengals?
Dude,
Can you imagine being third in the division to the Dolphins and second?
Yeah, George says that they're going to win.
Tommy,
he
imagine
apologizes.
that. Tell me how you would feel if you were third in division and the Dolphins were second in division. We went to the postseason and you stayed home. How would that feel, Tommy? What does that feel like?
That would feel like what the fuck? I was in the Twilight Zone. I don't fucking know. How would I respond to that? I have no idea. That would be.
I could tell you. Curtis.
I would. I don't know what I would do, but that's not. Come on. We're not that shitty. So that's and anyway, so yeah, we'll see what happens the rest of the way. But listen, it's a week-to-week league. We got to get back on track, and this is the game to do it. So let's see what happens. But we need this win for sure. Anyways, anybody have any rants of the week that they want to do? We haven't really done them this year much. I think we've done one or two. Anybody got any kind of rant that they want to do?
I was fried by week 2. I have nothing left in me till now. So
I hear you.
By next week, I'll have a rant. I'll care enough.
I hear you. What anything? Nothing? All right, so let's do Real Men of Genius. I forgot last week. Juan reminded me. He's like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, oh, my bad. I totally forgot. All right, so let's get to the Real Men of Genius here. We'll do, let's see, we'll do some video ones. I had a few. Let's see if I can find them. Do you remember these, Curtis, by the way, or were you in South America?
Yeah, I'm old, man. I'm old.
All right, I'm just checking. I don't know where you've been. All right, let's get to the one here. All right, I'll get to this one.
Bud Light presents Real Men
this isn't a
of
video.
Genius.
Whatever.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Pro Sports Heckler Guy.
Mr. Pro Sports Heckler Guy.
They say those who can't play, coach. Apparently those who can't coach sit 30 rows back, shirtless, shouting obscenities.
Oh, that's right, motherfucker.
Thanks to you, our team is armed with game-winning tips, like catch the ball and throw it.
Shout it out now.
You stink. That sucks. What a bunch of losers. Not just catcalls, but subtle psychological ploys to prod your team to victory.
Reverse psychology.
So here's to you, old sultan of shouting, because while there may be no I in team, thanks to you, there's always an F and a U. Bud Light beer.
That's good.
I love it. You're giving them tips. Pass the ball. Catch the ball. Yeah, like we didn't know that. Thanks for the fucking inside scoop. All right, last one and we're out of here.
Bud Light
video
presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Giant Taco Salad Inventor.
Mr. Giant Taco Salad Inventor.
Ground beef, refried beans, guacamole, cheese, sour cream, and if there's any room left, a few shreds of lettuce.
I don't see no lettuce.
A culinary creation that baffles the human mind. A 12,000 calorie salad.
Ah, caramba.
Some may ask, is your taco salad healthy? Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's a salad, isn't it?
You can eat that deep fried country bowl.
So crack open a nice cold Bud Light, conquistador of the calorie. You put the feast in fiesta.
Mr. Giant Taco Salad Inventor.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Is it healthy?
Salad, baby,
Yeah.
That's salad,
Is
baby,
it healthy? Of course it is. It's a salad. Yeah. Anyways, guys, we appreciate you guys rocking with us today. We'll be back next week. Same place, same time, 12 o'clock. Anthony, thank you so much for joining me. Captain D, Curtis, it's been great.
Thanks, guys.
And Mr. Juan, strutting around the town, feeling himself. Mr. 9-2, we missed you, man. We'll see you next week. Princess, I know. I get it. All right. Bills Mafia, we're out of here. Go Bills.
Yes.
Be good, guys. Thanks.
Hey, go Jets over here.
Bye-bye.
See, Peter, he's too fast.
You gotta tackle me. It's B. You gotta press B.
I'm pressing B. He's too fast.
Going over here? Going over here now? Never get tired.